This is Mount Adams, the second tallest peak in Washington, rising over 12,000 feet above the Cascades. It is raw, wild, and massive, dominating the horizon from as far as the eye can see. It is a perfect challenge, and I have been trying to get a climb going all summer, when finally I met a group that was planning to climb it, and I could not turn down the opportunity. The only catch is that it's late in the season, and the weather is sketchy. The morning that we're supposed to start climbing, snow is falling high on the mountain. But it looks like a weather window is opening up later in the day, so we're just going to go for it and hope for the best. The plan is simple. We'll start at the South Climb trailhead, gaining 4,000 feet to a plateau where we'll spend the night to acclimatize. Then, before dawn, we'll push up a massive steep face to the glaciated summit. A quick stop to admire the views, then it's all downhill, almost 7,000 feet straight back to the car. As for gear, it's more than just the usual camping kit. We're going to need warm clothing and some climbing equipment. Crampons to bite into the ice, sturdy boots to attach them to, an ice axe to catch myself, and a helmet for protection against rock and ice coming down on the steeper slopes. We were in no rush getting to the trailhead since we wanted to wait out the weather from the morning. But once we arrived, we had to move because we had a very long ascent ahead with debilitating overnight packs. But as long as we paced ourselves, we had a chance to make it up to the camp without completely wiping out. With the sun beating down on us, it got pretty hot, so I was hopeful that we would get up to the cooler temps soon. But this forest held so much detail to distract us while we slowly pushed upwards. Boots hit the ground at inconsistent intervals as we struggled to find the right pace. The packs felt a lot heavier than we remembered, but our legs were fresh and we were buzzing to get up there. By the time we got to the ridge, there was a nice breeze to cool us off. The valley unfolded beneath us, and we started getting up above the first cloud layer. You could see Mount Hood, the tallest peak in Oregon, looking like something straight out of a movie. It was very tempting to take a break here, but we knew that we had to keep moving if we wanted to get to camp in time for the big push tomorrow. We just hit some snow and we're somewhere around halfway up to the camping spot. That peak looked very far away from the trailhead, but we are definitely getting closer now. It was pretty toasty down there, but it's starting to cool off up here, especially now that the sun's starting to get a little lower. Really feeling this 40-pound pack though, and we're gonna start losing daylight soon, so I think it's time to lock in and get up to camp. This sand is crazy. It's like on top of the snow. Pretty cool. About 1,000 feet to go till the campsite. You can see the peak behind me, looking very volcanic. That is going to be a haul tomorrow. I'm excited to get up to camp and get this pack off. With the sun setting soon, we had to rush to get up to camp and set up before it got dark. Man, we're in an alpine wonderland right now. How you feeling, boss? Tired. Besides tired, also tired. Finally, we made it to camp and found the perfect spot just big enough to set up both of our tents. It felt so good to get these packs off, but now that we weren't moving anymore, we quickly realized that it was freezing up here above 9,000 feet. The sun was setting and we needed to set up, melt some snow to get dinner going, and try to get some sleep before the big climb. We just made it to the campsite, 9,300 feet. Got our tent set up as soon as we could. Between the wind and the sun going down, it got really cold up here really quick. Crazy contrast from down below. We're looking at a 2 a.m. wake-up call for the summit tomorrow, and it looks like we're about to lose the sun, so I think we're gonna make some food and then hit the sack. She's looking like a pretty gnarly climb for tomorrow. Straight up to that peak there, and then once you get over the top of that, there's another summit higher up. It's gonna be a good one. But, I mean, it is amazing up here. A sea of clouds. That might have been the coolest sunset that I've ever seen. But I had to put the camera down so I could scramble to get dinner ready.
Yeah, good. I think it was on your bike.
Oh.
You're dying all of a sudden?
As I hunched over the stove, watching the snow collapse into a pool of water, I listened to the tent snapping and screaming in the wind. All I could think was that it was going to be a rough night, and any real amount of sleep was unlikely. Finally, I crawled into my bag and lied there awake, listening to the nylon walls while I waited for morning. 3 more hours, I told myself. 3 more hours until I can stop pretending to sleep and start moving. We just woke up. It is not warm out here. As I stepped out into the roar, The entire mountain was visible under the moonlight. The stars were out and you could see for hundreds of miles.
How are the apple pies, boys? Like a 2:30 a.m.
With the wind rapidly sucking heat out of my body, I rallied the troops, and before we knew it, we were standing at the base of the snow pitch, gearing up for the steep ascent. Starting up the snowfield, I chose not to use my headlamp, and instead, let the stars light the way. It was brutally windy on the open face, but as long as we didn't stop, we didn't get too cold. The hostility of the environment made us feel unwelcome, like the mountain didn't want us there. But it was so immensely captivating that we had to keep climbing higher. It was only Zach and I up here. The cold had driven us to move faster than the rest of the group, and we had the mountain completely to ourselves. We could see more groups starting to make their way to the face under headlamp, but they were far below. Maybe they had the right idea starting later, because it was absolutely frigid up here.
Crampon malfunction.
A little bit. I'm a little lean.
Coming up on Piker's Peak. The wind is absolutely brutal up here. Maybe about 1,000 feet to go. I can see a lot of people coming up behind us, but I think we're the highest people up the mountain right now, which is pretty cool. Don't know if we'll make it to the peak by sunrise, but it's gonna be pretty sick either way. We just reached 11,000 feet. That's crazy. We're so close. The snowfield ended, so I'm just walking up some loose volcanic rock right now. I thought maybe the wind was gonna let up when the sun started coming out, but it seems to just be getting worse. So we'll see how bad it is up there. Don't want to stop for too long because I'm getting pretty cold.
With the first hint of morning light starting to hit the eastern horizon, I picked up the pace as I realized I had a shot at watching the sunrise from the false summit. Suddenly, the slope that I was scrambling up started to plateau, and I arrived at Piker's Peak, the false summit, just as the last moonlight was melting away into the morning.
6 a.m., Piker's Peak, 11,600. Summit of Mount Adams right there. Maybe 800 more vertical feet, but I think I'm gonna wait for my friends now. I found a really good spot to hide from the wind behind these rocks here, but you can just hear it ripping like 3 feet over my head right now. I'm really not looking forward to stepping back out into that.
While I was waiting for the rest of the crew, I was fortunate enough to witness the most unforgettable sunrise of my life.
first rays of sunlight feel so good on my face right now. That was a cold, long haul in the dark to get up here.
Did you ever turn around?
Yeah, he went down. I feel good.
How was the climb, bro?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
You like that sunrise?
Sunrise was nice.
Yeah.
Slowly coming up, warming me. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, son.
Unfortunately, not everyone made it up to Pikers, since the altitude is very harsh up here and sickness is inevitable. But with the remaining members of the crew ready to go, we took off towards the final summit block.
Nice.
With every step, the air got thinner. Our legs felt like lead, and pushing forward demanded everything we had left. But as we crawled up the final push, we were getting a whole new perspective of the terrain. And then finally we could see it, the mysterious structure that lives on the summit of Mount Adams. And that's when we knew the end was within reach.
Top of Mount Adams. 12,000 something. Second highest point in Washington, almost as high as Rainier. We are completely exhausted. Well, we made it. Top of Adams. Luckily, we found this spot to hide from the wind, and it's pretty good. Mount Adams' true summit.
That's crazy.
Just sitting here admiring these absurd views. I mean, we are so high up that there's just nothing around, except maybe the volcanoes. The perspective on Rainier from here is insane. could definitely stay up here for a good while, but I think we need to get going because we got a long 7,000 foot descent to get back to the car today.
Once we got to Piker's Peak, we spotted our tents way down below. Those tents marked the halfway point for our descent, so we knew we were in for a brutal crawl back to the car. Facing a 6-hour drive that night, I forced myself to keep moving.
Actually pretty good. Soften up down here. Not so much wind anymore. Woo! Oh my god. Yeah, this is not so great down here. This one looks pretty precarious, but I think it's still gonna be better than walking. Oh. The glissading is really bad, so I'm just gonna be plunge stepping the rest of the way down, but the plunge stepping is really bad because it's still pretty firm. This feels so much safer with a trekking pole than an ice axe. Sprint down now. You can see the tents right over there.
After 28 hours awake, I collapsed into the tent. A quick power nap was not what I needed, but it was just enough to keep me moving downhill.
All right, that's the last of the snow. Probably won't see any more until winter.
Looking back up at the mountain, it already doesn't seem real that we were just up there. Everything hurts, and I feel like retiring from this absurd sport. But I know I'll be back again someday, in the early season, when I can snowboard down.